Hi, I'm Dan. I'd like to share with you a little bit about why I have Honduras on my heart. My wife Chris and I have been to Honduras about 10 or 12 times in the last 3 or 4 years. And we've been involved with 2 different ministries, 2 different missions, both focused on education in this very poor country, and both focused on developing Christian leaders, ethical leadership to try and improve the state of the country overall. One of the missions is called the Leadership Center. It's located near Zambrano, Honduras, in a very rural setting. It teaches high school graduated young women a combination of English and business skills. The whole objective of which is to try and get these young ladies to be able to be in a position to go back to their villages and start small businesses and improve their lot in life, their families' lot in life, and eventually improve their society. The second mission that we're involved with is called Heart to Heart. It's a children's village, an orphanage set in the Cortez area of Honduras. 90 children basically adopted off the streets and from state-run orphanages at all different ages, from age 1 year to now 20 years. These kids come together as a family and are provided with not only an education but an opportunity to better themselves in a lot of different ways.
Heart to Heart is a ministry that was started about 10, 11 years ago, and it is a home for the abandoned, abused, and forgotten children of Honduras. There are about 90 children there that call it home, and it is a place where they have an education and warm meals and beds, and they're safe from being off the streets. We have been involved with it for about 10 years or so, and we have grown to love the children and the directors, Amy and Oscar Serrano, and establish relationships with them, and we bring teams down that do construction and many, many different things in the houses, the boys' house, the girls' house, and the toddler home, and have grown to love each and every one of them very, very much.
Sylvia and I have been involved with, like she said, with Heart to Heart since almost the beginning. From the original concept of it, there was only 6 boys. We've known the original 6 boys up to the point where now there's 90 children. We've watched them develop and grow, and not only emotionally, physically, but spiritually. Like Sylvia had said, we do not only what we call witness teams, but we also do what we call medical teams as well, and the outlying communities as well within the village. But we are honored to be able to be part of this ministry to share the love of Christ.
I'm living in a village this week with the children, and to me it's like really excited and also a little sad and surprised too. Excited because like I've never been with like so many children living there and see how they interact with each other as a family. And sad because last Saturday I was there and as a mom arrived with 5 children, and she was crying, and like the little baby is crying, so that reminds me about my past. So it's really sad. And
so while we were at the village, a truck pulled up with a mom and 5 children. They got out of the truck and the woman was ushered in. The children were fed a small meal. And at first I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, and then I quickly picked up that the woman was signing paperwork to drop off her 5 kids. She was relinquishing custody of them. Obviously she was making the choice because it was the best thing she could do for them, to save them, to get them out of a home where they were unwell, they were abused, they were neglected. But the choice that she had to make was to let go of her babies. One of the children was the same age as my own daughter, and it was just heart-wrenching to watch the little girl clinging to her mom and begging for her mommy.
Places like Heart to Heart are so important because places like Heart to Heart are able to get these kids out of these conditions and get the kids into a healthy environment where they're loved and educated.
Come mission trip with us. Come to Honduras. We've been a dozen times. We're going to go a dozen more times. There's something here for you. You will get so much more than you give by coming with us.
One of the great things about going to the Heart to Heart Village is the ability and accessibility of going to Honduras. When we think about going out into a mission trip, we often think of going to Africa. But I have 2 young kids at home, and I was able to comfortably leave them for 10 days. 2 short 2-hour flights down to Honduras. I was close enough, I was connected by Wi-Fi, I was able to be in touch with my family, but leave my kids and go and not just pour love into these kids, but be loved and adored by them.
Support one of these 2 organizations. They are in desperate need of finances, as many of these fine ministries are in Honduras.
It may seem insignificant to us, whether it's $10, $20, hopefully hundreds of dollars. But whatever we are able to do, it advances the kingdom. We can come in and obviously build things, rock, cement, wood, whatever the case may be. But by building strong leaders here, that's going to make the difference in the country.
And the last way I'd ask you to think about this, sincerely, earnestly, pray for the children and the youth of the country of Honduras.
So by helping, whether it's sponsoring a child, praying for a child, or donating items, all of them are tremendous.
Even though we were told in the beginning before we came in that saying goodbye was going to be tough, again, nothing could have prepared us for any of it, and especially for the moment of saying goodbye to these kids. And
when we think about the last thing that Christ said to us when he was on the earth, one of the last instructions he gave us was to go, just to go out in the world. He didn't say leave everything and go for a life of missions. He didn't say go next door. All he did was say go, just be present. And I think that we need to listen to the call, listen to the instructions that Christ gave us, whatever go means for you. I knew for me, go meant go to the orphanage, go for 10 days and see where that leads you, how that's going to change your life. For you, it might be something completely different, but we each need to think about what go is and obey.